Welcome back to the Kingdom, everybody. It's basketball action live here. Mark Ockett with you. And for the play-by-play of this game between Everett and Evergreen, boys basketball, here's Tom Lafferty.
Okay, here we go. Paul Henderson and Bob Chasen are the officials. We're set to go the first ever boys or girls basketball game for high schools here in the Kingdom in Seattle. We were here 4 months ago for the Lake Stevens Vikings bid to win the Class AA football tournament. Here we are for the basketball tournament. And the Everett Seagulls will control and move down to our left. Going in for the lay and up, no good. The first shot is missed by Bobby Thompson, but the Seagulls get to the board. Naiva puts up a three ball from the left side. It's going to be off the rim, no good. Again, grabbed down by the Seagulls by Chuck Shelley. Feeds right side to Schilaty, to Thompson. He misses again. Here's another opportunity for the Everett Seagulls to take it back. Schilaty on the dribble drive. Pull-up jumper inside the paint at the 3-foot mark. It's up and goal.
You got 3 pops at the hoop. You got to drop it home.
And here we go. The Evergreen Plainsmen on the attack now, moving down to our right. Evergreen in their white jerseys, trimmed in gold and green. Turnaround jumper off the rim, no good. That one taken by Paul Buxton. Back up and in by Paul Jones. Jones makes the basket. We are tied up at 2-2. Down to Naiva at the left side. Everett moving down to our left here. We are courtside in the Kingdom in their dark blue jerseys, trimmed in gold and white. Everett on the attack. In front of the Evergreen bench, across away from us. We are courtside. Ball goes underneath. Tried to get into Kacelnik. He couldn't handle it. Goes out of bounds. It'll be controlled by the Evergreen Plainsmen. 6:55 to go here in the first quarter of action at the Kingdom. 2-2 our score. As the scoreboard down to our right continues to go blank, and then it comes back on. So we'll have to contend with that as we go along here. Evergreen, Buster on the dribble drive in, goes into the paint as the first foul of the ball game is going to be whistled against an Everett Seagull. And out of bounds for Evergreen at the baseline down to our right. Get it in on the outside. The three ball up and good. That one by Newt Neslin. And the lead changes hands for the first time. The Evergreen Plainsmen lead it by 3 at 5-2. Everett with the basketball down to our left. Three ball on the way. No good. That one taken by Chuck Shelley. Rebound comes down into the hands of Evergreen. Up the floor they come on the break. Pull-up jumper on the way by Buxton. It's good. Paul Buster, a 6'5" senior, puts it in for a 2-pointer. It's a 5-point lead for Evergreen. Nobody said it was going to be easy here in the state tournament. The number 1 team in the state, undefeated at 22-0. The Eagles nearly lose it out of bounds. Saved by Justin Schilaty into the hands of Kacelnik, but taken away from him by Neslin. Neslin up the right side. Bounce pass underneath the Buster. It's up and it's in again. 7-point lead for Evergreen. 9-2, 5:55 to play here in the first quarter. Everett down by 7. Schilaty out of backcourt. Fouled from behind by Paul Bustrin. Bustrin at 6'5", a senior, and Mark 6'5" doesn't seem that tall, but he plays much taller than he looks.
He plays much taller than that, and he also moves around well, handles the ball well. And the thing about the Evergreen Plainsmen, as opposed to Everett Seagulls, who have some pops at the hoop, is that Evergreen's hitting their shots. That's the difference. Everett's playing well, they just can't hit their shot.
Everett will throw it in. Everett is 4 for 5. Evergreen is 4 for 5 so far from the field. Everett with a basketball. They inbound it right in front of our broadcast location here, out on top of the key. Long shot by Thompson, going to be out of there, no good. That one a three-pointer. Up the floor comes Evergreen. That's Matt Simon going in, laying up, no good. Misses. Rebound grabbed down by the Everett Seagulls. Shelley has it. He'll give it up to Thompson. He'll bring it up the court. 5:20 to play. First quarter of action. 9-2 the score. Evergreen by 7. Here's a steal. And kept alive, though, near steal, and falling down right in front of us was Paul Jones, but he's a three-ball up, no good by Naiva, and rebound grabbed down again by Jones. Paul Jones, not John Paul Jones, up the right side. Here comes Evergreen, laying up good by Bustrin again. Bustrin, who is busting the hoop for 6 points so far. He's got 6 of the 11. Timeout called by the Everett Seagulls. Standing ovation on the far side by the Evergreen Plainsmen fans. 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter of action. 11 to our score. We'll come back live to the Kingdom right after this timeout.
Nursery, where your complete satisfaction with every product you buy is unconditionally guaranteed. No restrictions, no time limit, no excuses. Ernst. Tom?
And Evergreen, 5 of 7 so far, 71%. Everett, got to hit the shots. 1 of 8 for 13% so far in the ball game. 4:55 to play in the first quarter. 11 to the score. Glad you're with us from the Kingdom. Tom Lafferty with Mark Ockett and Charlie Boyer here. The state tournament in the Kingdom. Everett moving down to our left in their dark blue jersey, trimmed in gold and white. With it, Bobby Thompson, the point near side. Double team there. Dribbles out of trouble. Dribbles into trouble. The ball is ripped off by Jones. Up the floor they go. Jones on the dribble drive. Dish it back left side. Buster off the window and in. Another jumper by Buster. He's got 8 points in the ball game, and it's 13-2 the score. The big guy inside is averaging 20.1 points per ball game during the regular season. Everett tries to go to the baseline to Kelly. He can't handle it, so come out. It will be Evergreen basketball, and it will be substitution now. Substitutes on the floor for the Everett Seagulls.
Evergreen approaching things very businesslike, and of course hitting their shots. That's a big key so far. But no hesitation. Their team is very poised, playing well so far here early.
Pass to the baseline is going to be off the glass, but into the hands of the Plainsman. Newton Esla has it. Now feed it underneath the Bustrin. He goes through again. Finally misses one, but his tap-up is also no good as he got the offensive rebound. Rebound trapped down by the Seagulls. Byron Llewellyn up the floor to Schilaty. Schilaty across the timeline on the dribble drive. Goes into the paint. Double pumps. Puts it up and in. Justin Schilaty with an underhand lay-in. It's up and good. Makes it 13 for the ball. The score, Evergreen is led by as many as 11. They lead it by 9 now. Jones has it, loses the defender, turnaround jumper good. As the Celtics fell down, Jones put it in, makes it again a 15-4 ball game, 11-point lead, equals their biggest lead of the ball game. Llewellyn to the baseline, Niva, play it, good. So Everett on the quick transition, and that may be what they have to do, makes it 15-6 on Niva's lay-in. Here's another steal, grabbed by Terrell. He'll give it up to Schilaty, and here come the Seagulls, a chance to pull closer here, as they were down by as many as 11 at 13-2 right now, 15-6 to score. Underneath they go, laying up, laying good. Nice move by Byron Llewellyn. Makes it a 15-8 ball game with 3 minutes to play in the first quarter of action.
Great move by Llewellyn that time as he got the pass inside from Schilaty and just went baseline turn and spun around Jones.
Jones out by the midcourt stripe. Evergreen moving down to our right on the offense. Pass in the left corner. Neslin has it. Newt Neslin. His brother Derek Neslin also plays. He is a junior at 6'5". Hasn't played yet. Here's a jumper by Bustrin. It's up and check it. It is by Paul Jones. Paul Jones put it up and puts it in and makes it a 17-8 ball game, 9-point lead for the Plainsmen from Evergreen of Vancouver. Pass in the left corner. That is Niva with it. Niva now to Llewellyn, deeper in the left corner. Double team there. Good defense by the Evergreen Plainsmen. Now to Schilaty. They're going to call Schilaty for the offensive foul. As he raised the elbow, if you go in there without those elbows up, you're not going to be called for it. But at that time, he knocks over Matt Diamond, and Schilaty picks up his first personal foul. The second team foul, yet to have a foul called against the Plainsmen. 6'5" and about 108 pounds. He's not very big, but I tell you, he's very tall. And this Evergreen ball club is undefeated. Neslin has it left side. Jarek puts it up. He misses, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, against Tom Niva. We'll wait for the indication underneath, but Niva converts on him defensively, and they will say, yes, indeed, a 3-2. 6'6" junior, first free throw up and good. Makes it 18-8 to score, a 10-point lead. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. Next one, it is good as well. 19-8 equals Evergreen's biggest lead of the ball game. In backcourt, Maurice Terrell. Full court pressure being applied by the Evergreen Plainsmen. Up the floor comes Everett. Keeping the corner to Llewellyn. Look at the three ball, didn't take it. So Terrell, he up faked once. He didn't take it either. Now to Niva. He may take it, but he's out of NBA three-point range. Bounce pass underneath to Llewellyn. Lets the defender go by. Lay it down. Byron Llewellyn, he's picked up a couple of baskets here. He's got 4 points in the ball game. 1:38 to play in the first quarter. 19-10 the score. 9-point lead. As the scoreboard to our right now, it's completely blank. Dish a pass, right side, lay it up, so good. Second attempt, good. That one by John Cannon. The first one missed, got the offensive rebound, put it back up, and put it in. And makes it 21-10, back to an 11-point lead for Evergreen. Justin Schilaty out between the circles, goes in to the paint, puts it up, puts it in, count the basket, he got fouled. And Schilaty saw a little crease to the hoop, went in and pulled up for about a 10-footer in the paint, just below the foul line, and he will go to the foul line and have foul shots. Buster picks up the foul. That's the second personal foul. Second team foul.
Nice move by Schilaty that time. He is so strong to go into the hoop up the middle in the lane, and he's done it a couple of times here so far in the ball game. But it doesn't matter what kind of timber is planted inside. He'll go in after you and does a good job. Good all-around player for Everett.
The winner of this ball game plays the winner of the Richland-Kentwood game. That is the game that will follow this one here in the Kingdom. That game would be tomorrow at 12 noon. The loser of this ball game plays the Richland-Kentwood loser tomorrow morning. Again, the early rising at 9 a.m. Free throw good by Schilaty. 21-12 the score. 9-point lead. Check it's an 8-point lead. 7 points for Justin Schilaty. Plainsman with the basketball. Aaron Carlson. Deep at the right-hand side. The ball almost stripped away. Everett playing a zone defense. Now scramble for the ball on the floor. 4 players are tied up. It will be Evergreen ball on the alternating possession as Terrell and Koselnik were down there. 58 seconds to play here in the first quarter of action. And it's a 21-13 ball game, 8-point lead. Dribble drive in, laying up good by Derek Neslin. He got fouled. He will go to the free throw line, trying to complete that 3-point play. Right now it's a 10-point lead at 23-13.
So back and forth action right there. Gets the 3-point possibility on the play here after Schilaty did such a good job. Same type of play going down the middle there. I want to mention, in addition to no fees, the card offers rebates on BP fuel up to $300 per year. For details, see one of 500 Northwest BP stations.
At the free throw line for the Evergreen Plainsman, Derek Neslin. Free throw on the way, no good. Can't complete the 3-point play. Rebound grab down by Schilaty. Here come the Seagulls out of backcourt. 10-point lead for Evergreen. Byron Llewellyn at the right side to Terrell, top of the key. Looking to pass it off. He does to Llewellyn again at the point right side. On top again to Koselnik. Up face, goes into the lay-in, puts it up. He's going to miss it. Rebound grab down by Jones. Paul Jones, 6'3" senior for the Plainsman. Up the floor comes Evergreen. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. They're going to play for one shot. As Derek Neslin will back off, the 6'5" junior out by the center ring where it says Kingdom, and it's got kind of an Emerald City Final Four emblem in the middle of the floor. This is the same floor where the Final Four will be played in just a couple of weeks here in the Kingdom. Down to 13 seconds to play, and Evergreen will start their offense. Sean Jansen in the ball game. Here's a 3-ball. You play for one shot. You put up a 25-footer. It's going to be out the rim. No good. Naiva down. Gives it to Koselnik. Down to 2. Down to 1. Shot by Justin Schilaty for a 3-ball. Offline right. No good. Replayed one quarter of action of the 1995 Washington State Class AAA Boys Basketball Tournament, brought to you by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association and U.S. Bank. Our score after one, a 10-point lead for Evergreen, 23-13 over Everett. Back for the second quarter right after this timeout. Game session, 2 4-game sessions each. So it'll be another session later on tonight. And we will be on the air tonight for a girls basketball game with the Marysville Pilchuck Tomahawks. Stealing the inbounds pass on the first play from the quarter is Evergreen, but it's stolen back by Terrell. Terrell on the bounce pass right side to Naiva. He goes into lay, no good. He got fouled. He goes hard to the floor, still rolling down in a little bit of pain. Naiva underneath, holding that right wrist. He will now stand up, but he is in pain. Mark from the wrist. He just went down very hard on the foul underneath.
That's the shooting hand as well. But yeah, nice defensive play there by Terrell as they had to go the other way with it. After the Evergreen Plainsmen had stolen the ball, Everett responded very nice. I got to hand it to Everett, Tom. They have hung in there. They were down 13-2, and they're still down by 10 points. Now make it 9 with a foul shot made. But they're just hanging right in there, doing the best they can not to get licked here by Evergreen in the early going.
Sean Jansen, first personal foul, third team foul. First free throw good, second free throw good by Naiva.
Dead eye.
Tom Naiva's got 4 points in the ball game. We played 11 seconds of the second quarter. Newton Neslin along the right side. He goes in, laying no. It's cool. Exactly. I think it was Derek Neslin. It was Derek Neslin. But here's a steal. Going in, laying no good by Matt Diamond. Ball goes out of bounds as it was blocked by Koselnik. Roger Haug up with his arms out saying, don't go for the block if you're going to get a foul. We don't need to put him at the free throw line.
Great job by Koselnik that time. Such a good athlete. He is a safety on defense and just does a tremendous job. Did a great job coming out of nowhere to get the block.
On the inbounds pass, it goes to Jones. He puts it up with the left hand, up and good. And that's the biggest lead of the ball game for the Evergreen Plainsmen. They lead it by 12, 27-15. We played half a minute of the second quarter at the Kingdome. Game number 1. And 10-second violation. The Seagulls could not get it over the midcourt stripe. So the wheels haven't necessarily come off, but they just need to calm things down. 7th turnover against the Everett Seagulls, 2 for the Evergreen Plainsmen.
Have to use my socket set here in a second.
Yeah, to tighten things up a little bit for the Seagulls. Of course, you're playing against the number 1 team in the state of Washington. Spin move going in, laying up, no good. That one by Matt Diamond. Battle for the rebound, won by the Seagulls because the ball went out of bounds. Last touch by an Evergreen plainsman. I wonder if the girls...
I know what you're... Plainswomen.
7:10 to play here in the second quarter. It's a politically correct WIAA tournament here on AM 1380 KRKO. Tom Lafferty with Charlie Foyer and Mark Ockett. Everett with the basketball. Down by 12. On top of the key is Naiva. Naiva on the dribble. Goes left side to Koselnik. Man-to-man defense by Evergreen. Now to Schilaty, top of the key. Schilaty dribbles in, pulls up, 16-footer. No good. Going to the floor is Koselnik. Going to the basketball is Naiva. Missed the lay-in. Battle for the board. Went out of bounds. Koselnik comes over, goes under the press table down to our left to our broadcasting colleagues from KVAN down in Vancouver, bringing this ball game to the folks down in Vancouver.
2-0 is well. These 2 teams, the only undefeated teams in the tournament.
Bobby Thompson checks back in for Everett. Michelnik will have a seat for a rest. Here's a turnaround move up, no good, laying by Jones. It's actually going to be about an 8-footer. Doesn't matter. There's a whistle and a foul against Tom Niva. His second personal foul, fifth team foul. 6 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the first half of action here at the King Dome. 27-15. 1 dozen the lead for the Evergreen Plainsmen.
I went to look up in the 300 level and see if some guy's got that Bob Bucher mask on, saying
Matt Diamond, first free throw. Check it. Paul Jones' first free throw, good. Second free throw, good. 29-15, biggest lead of the ball game. 14 points for the Plainsmen. Up the floor comes Everett. Niva, step through move, puts it up too hard, no good. Gets his own rebound off the carom, off the glass. On top of the key is Bobby Thompson. Now to Niva at the point left side, right in front of our broadcast location here, courtside. Now to Llewellyn, deep at the left-hand side, looking out on top of the key. Thompson shoots for 3, misses, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of John Cannon. Here come the Plainsmen. Out of backcourt. Diamond pass to the baseline. Jones puts up a hook shot. It's going to be no good. Diamond gets it, dishes a pass right side to Cannon. He didn't know it was coming, but out of bounds. Last touch by Evergreen. Maybe Everett got a break that time, but it'll be Seagull basketball.
Well, you can certainly see one of the reasons why Evergreen has done so well, and that is Diamond, Matt Diamond. He drives through the lane so well, and then really excellent with that no-look pass. Did a play earlier for an assist, and just then he did it again. It didn't work out for a basket, but at the same token, Tom, you got to be impressed with the way he works that no-look pass. So just like our Sabrina Moses of Marysville Pilchuck and girls basketball in our league.
Seagulls on the inbounds. Here we go. They're down by 14, 29-15. Right side, Justin Schilaty. Schilaty goes around the double-team defense. Bounce pass to Gerald, left-hand side. Again, he's double-teamed. Now going through with a block shot. And blocking it out of bounds was Newton Eslin. I tell you, this Evergreen Plainsman defense, every time you look up, it looks like they've got about 8 players out there because everybody gets double-teamed every time they have the basketball. Very quick to the ball. Here we go, inbounds right in front of us. Everett will have it in front court. Chuck Shelley, who checked back to the ball game, he threw it in, has the ball out of bounds one more time by Evergreen. But again, it will be Everett basketball in front court. Maurice Terrell will throw it in. 5:34 to play in the second quarter here. 29-15 to score, 14-point lead. On the inbounds, rebound comes down into the hands of Evergreen. Grabbed by Myers. Up the floor they go. To the baseline, Cannon goes in. Laying no good. Got fouled on the way down. And I believe they're going to call this one a Justin Schilaty. He takes a walk to the baseline, around the back of the basket stanchion, and comes back out onto the floor. They will call it on Justin Schilaty. The 6'3" senior picks up his second personal foul. 6 team fouls. Just 3 have been whistled against the Plainsmen. At the free throw line will be John Cannon, the 6'6" junior for the Plainsmen. Cannon averages 4.5 points per ball game during the regular season. He's got 4. He's 2 for 2 at the line. Make it 3 for 3 at the line for 5 points. So he's already over his season average. Cannon's next one up, and no good. Rebound grab down by Llewellyn. Up the floor goes to Shelley. Shelley dribbles out of backcourt. Comes to the top of the key, stop. Gives it up to Schilaty out between the circles. Schilaty dribble drive in with a left hand. Goes in, dumps the pass right side to Llewellyn. Didn't know it was coming off his fingertips. Out of bounds, and it will be Evergreen Plainsman basketball. 8 turnovers against the Everett Seagulls. 2 for Evergreen. 5:08 to play, first half of action. 30-15 to score, double score now, 15-point lead, biggest lead of the ball game for the Plainsmen from Evergreen of Vancouver. Now Everett will stand back a little bit defensively, and that means Evergreen will not take their time going in for the lay-in. You take your time until Derek Neslin sees the freeway HOV lane wide open to the basket and makes it a 17-point lead. Up the floor comes Everett. They turn the ball over again on the double dribble, and it will be Evergreen Plainsman basketball.
Yeah, this is going to be frustrating for Everett, especially when you look at the past 3 games they've played. They've been in all of them in the first half, and here now they're down by 17 points. But great play by Derek Neslin. He's a junior. He's all around the ball, and he's their secret weapon coming off the bench, averaging 12 points a game.
Matt Diamond out on top of the key. Goes right side to Derek Neslin in front of our broadcast location, down to our right. 4-corner offense now for Evergreen of Vancouver. Kick a pass out on top again to Diamond, the 5'10" senior out between the circles. Looking at the official, he will give an indication when they're close enough to begin action in the 5-second count. Going in, lay in, no good. Missed it by Diamond. Rebound grab down, and we're going to have a foul call. Offensive rebound grab down by Evergreen. They put it back up. They missed it, but they will have free throws coming up here as Diamond got his own offensive rebound of Vancouver. Next one on the way, good. It's a 19-point lead for the Plainsmen over the Seagulls from Everett. Seagulls down by 19 points. Up the floor comes Everett. Goes left side to Chuck Schilaty. Nice ball movement that time. And Schilaty found Schilaty at the baseline. He turned around with no dribble, put it up and in. Gets double score again. 34-17 the score. Now Evergreen again goes into that four-quarter offense. Here's a steal by Schilaty. Now scramble for it, and a foul is going to be called. There was a scramble for it as Schilaty came through, and in his best soccer tackle, took out one of the Evergreen Plainsmen, and they will call it on Koscielnik. That's his first personal foul, and we will have free throws coming up.
He gets whistled for the foul.
First one up and good. Derek Neslin, 35-17 the score, 3:45 to play in the first half of action. Evergreen at 20-0 out of the Greater St. Helens League. They were the champions. John Triplett, their coach in his sixth season. Next one is going to be no good. Battle for the rebound. Finally won by Everett after a couple of tapbacks by Evergreen, and we're going to have a foul called. Evergreen undefeated at 22-0 out of that Greater St. Helens League. Jason Myers picked up a foul. That's his first personal foul. Fourth team foul. 3:39 to play here in the first half of action. 35-17, 18 points to lead for the Seagulls. Naiva checks back in. Llewellyn will sit down. So Everett going with Schilaty and Thompson, Koscielnik, Schilaty, and Naiva. Finally, they'll get the ball inbound. Full court pressure always being applied by Evergreen. Now here's a near steal, but Schilaty dribbles through it. Goes in. Quadruple team. Kicks it out to Koscielnik. Three ball by Kirk Koscielnik. Three-pointer for Kirk Koscielnik after Schilaty kicked the ball out to him. To the baseline they go. Offensive foul they called against Jason Myers. 6'3", a senior. Turned around and really was kind of blindsided by one of the Everett Seagull defenders. But they'll call the offensive foul, and they will turn it over to the Everett Seagulls. Second personal foul. Fifth team foul. Out for the Gulls. Again, full court pressure by Evergreen. 35-20 to score. 15-point lead for the Plainsmen. 3:20 to play in the first half. Schilaty in backcourt. Double team. Gets it up to Thompson across the timeline. Thompson between the circles. Pass right side to Koscielnik in front of the Evergreen bench. Across from us down to our left. Now to Naiva again. Naiva on the dribble. Goes top. Goes bottom. Goes underneath. Gives it to Schilaty. Goes in off the bottom of the iron. No good. Rebound grab down by the Plainsman. Matt Diamond. Diamond out of backcourt. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, you might say. You might say, maybe not. 2:50 to play here in the first half. Cross-court pass, ripped off by Schilaty, grabbed by Koscielnik. Up the floor, they come 3-on-2 break. Koscielnik goes in by himself, puts it up off the side of the backboard, no good. Got his own rebound off the carom off the side of the board. And he was standing out of bounds. Koscielnik was, so it'll be turned over again to the Plainsmen.
Like squeezing blood out of a turnip here, trying to score points if you're the Everett Seagulls. Having a heck of a time putting it in, Tom. They get close to the basket on those drives, and it's really clogged up in the middle by Evergreen.
Newt Neslin out between the circles. Man-to-man defense now by the Everett Seagulls. Here's a steal by Koscielnik. Picks it up. 1-on-3 break. Thinks better of it. Will slow things down. Waits for his teammates to join him. Gives the pass to Schilaty. Now to Naiva. Back to Schilaty again. Little fake. Bobby Thompson on the drive in. Thompson goes in. His lay-in is going to be no good. But he got blocked in there by one of the Evergreen Plainsmen. And a timeout's going to be called by Evergreen, and we'll take a break. With 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the first half of action at the Kingdom in Seattle. Our score, the Evergreen Plainsmen 35, the Everett Seagulls 20. Back with more from the Kingdom right after this timeout.
So we're looking forward to that one. And also, a little bit later on tonight, we're going to have a report from the Snohomish game as they play against Auburn. Evergreen is 13 of 24 from the field, 54%, while Everett is 8 of 25, 32% from the field here in the first half. At the free throw line will be Bobby Thompson. First one all the way. Good. First point to the ball game for Bobby Thompson. Interesting, Roger Haug, when he came out before the ball game, said, I can hit one out of here. And then a couple other guys said, yeah, with a 9-iron over this wall here. So it's a big building here at the Kingdom, and it's 34-20, a big momentum for the Evergreen Plainsmen here in the first half, and a big lead for the Everett Seagulls to try to surmount here. 35-22, down by 13. They've been down by as many as 19 points in the ball game. Evergreen with the basketball. 2 minutes to play in the half. Turnaround move by Matt Diamond. Kicks it past left side. It goes to Newt Neslin. Neslin on the dribble drive. Not sober player. Offensive foul. The second trip down the floor. The second offensive foul against the Evergreen Plainsmen. As Koscielnik went down, and so did Chuck Schilaty.
And Newt Neslin picks up his first personal foul. And team foul number 7. No shots on the offensive foul, but shots the rest of the way here for the Seagulls in the half. They need every opportunity they can to score points. They're down by 13. Seagulls have Schilaty bring it across the timeline. Out in the circles is left side Naiva. 3 balls, no good. He's got to get hot from outside for the Seagulls to have some help here in this ball game. Paul Jones grabs the rebound up the floor to Matt Diamond. Diamond top of the key. Guarded by Koselnik, dribbles in, has the ball checked away by another offensive foul. Good block that time by Chuck Shelley. He got up there and blocked the shot, but they're going to call the offensive foul on Matt Diamond. That's his second personal foul. And the 18th foul, but another turnover against the Evergreen Plainsmen on the offensive foul. 3 consecutive trips, 3 consecutive offensive fouls. But the Everett Eagles have got to capitalize on the other end. They're down by 13, 35-22. To Naiva on the inbound. Now to Bobby Thompson. Thompson across the timeline on the dribble. Man-to-man defense by Evergreen. Down 1:20 to play in the half. Now Shelley is at point left side. On top of Naiva again between the circles. Goes right side to Thompson. Pull a pass to the baseline to Shelley. Trying that backdoor feed. Not going to work against this defense of the Evergreen Plainsmen. Turnaround jumper by Schilaty. He misses. Surrounded by white-shirted Evergreen Plainsmen. Out of backcourt, here they come. Newt Neslin on the dribble drive. He'll take the offensive rebound. He'll take it coast to coast for the lay-in. Newt Neslin at 6'5". Got the board, got his 9th point of the ball game on the lay-in on the other end. Down to 49 seconds to play in the first half. Bobby Thompson on the dribble drive. Kicks past right side. Tries to go underneath to Naiva. Ball knocked out of bounds by an Evergreen Plainsman. It will be Everett Seagull basketball in front court. 42.7 seconds to go here in the half. 37-22, 15-point lead for Evergreen. On the inbounds loss, it goes underneath to Schilaty. Tries to go in. Lay-in's going to be no good. Surrounded by a whole bunch of Evergreen Plainsmen. And here comes Neslin out of backcourt again. Derek Neslin, it'll be out of bounds for the Everett.
I think we had our first sound effect problem there from the speakers above.
Now it'll be a 30-second wait now for the last shot of the ball game as Evergreen will just back up and go into the dribble. Newt Neslin. They stay close enough now for the 5-second shot count to start. Neslin way out, just straddling the midcourt stripe, down to 13 seconds to go. Now dribbling in is Derek Neslin. Neslin up in the circles, dribbles in, kicks the pass left side. 3 ball, no. Fake on the 3. Go with the pass left corner, down to 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Still, Evergreen not able to get a shot off, and we've come to halftime here at the Kingdom in Seattle. Our halftime score, the Evergreen Plainsmen out of Vancouver, 22-0 on the season. They lead it over the Everett Seagulls out of the Western Conference, 37-22. It's a 15-point lead. We'll come back with halftime right after this timeout.
Welcome back, everybody. Mark Ockett with you from the Kingdom Live. It's 37-22 at halftime as Evergreen of Vancouver leads the Everett Seagulls. And let's take a look at the scoring. First of all, in the first half for the Everett Seagulls, they were led in scoring by the 7 points of Justin Schilaty, all 7 points in the first quarter. Also in there for the Seagulls, 4 points for Tom Naiva, 4 for Byron Llewellyn, 3 points for Kirk Koselnik, 2 each for Bobby Thompson and Chuck Shelley. The Everett Seagulls from the field in the first half shot 8 of 29. And that was 29%, 8 of 28. They're a little rough for them there. Free throw wise, they were 5 of 5. That's not too shabby at all. 100% perfection for the Everett Seagulls. They committed 9 turnovers and 8 fouls in that first half. 1 for 6 from 3-point land. I should add that as well. Also, the Everett Seagulls with 10 rebounds and 13 for Evergreen. For Evergreen in scoring, they were led by the 9 points of Derek Neslin. He came off the bench, did a good job. That's the guy we heard about that'll come off the bench and do well. He averages 12.1 points per game in the number 6 spot for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Also for Evergreen, 8 points for Paul Jones, 8 points for Paul Busren, who got into a couple fouls early and had 8 points in that first quarter. They set him down in the second quarter, and Neslin came in, did a good job, so Busren will be rested and ready in the third quarter. Also, 5 points for John Cannon, 4 points for Matt Diamond, and 3 points for Knut Neslin. It's time. We're ready to go. Second half action here, 37-22. Evergreen leading Everett for the play-by-play. Here's Tom Lafferty.
Thank you, Mark Ockett. Charlie Poyer's here. We're set to go. Evergreen. Unfortunately, bad news is we'll start the second half with a possession on the alternating possession, moving down to our left. Plainsman going in. Buster up good. Lay in. or about a 10-footer up and good. Buster didn't play the second quarter because he's having 2 fouls, so they rested him. He had 8 points in the first. He starts out here 10 seconds into the second half with another basket. Bustrin. And there's a turnover by the Everett Seagulls into backcourt. Over and back will be the call, and so will be Evergreen basketball. So starting where the first half left off is where they're starting the second half here. They will inbounds Paul Henderson. The referee will throw it in. Actually, because he doesn't have anything to throw it in for him. There he goes. Here we go. It'll be Evergreen with the basketball. On the inbounds to Bustrin. Up faked once. He will put up a 3-ball. Oh, my. Paul Bustrin, who plays the center position, gets the lay-in, this time a 3-ball, makes it 42-22. Biggest lead of the ball game, 20 points for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Here's a shot scored by Chuck Shelley. He nails the 3-ball, left side of the key, makes it 42-25. We played almost a minute of the third quarter of action here at the Kingdom in Seattle. Turn to the baseline. Kicks the pass out on top. Here's an 18-footer up off the rim, no good. That one taken by Jason Myers. Grabbed down by Everett. Here come the Gulls out of backcourt. Thompson up the floor to Koshelnik. Up fakes once, kick it off. They go underneath. The lay-in is going to be up and no good as Chuck Shelley knocked over a player, and a whistle and a foul will be called against the player that he knocked over. He's got Bustrin, 13 points in the ball game, 8 in the first quarter, 5 here in this quarter, of which we've only played a minute and 9 seconds. First free throw is good by Chuck Shelley. Shelley, who averaged 5 points per ball game. Next one, no good. Battle for the rebound. Won by Bustrin again. Up the floor they go. In to Bobby Thompson, goes out of play down to our right over the press table. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by a Plainsman. By an Everett Seagull. It'll be Plainsman basketball. Good morning. Down the lane here. As Shelley went over, or Thompson went over, took out a computer and 2 telephones into the lap of Dave Iverson, our colleague down the way. Up the side going in is Kostelnik on the lay-in. No good. He traveled the basketball. Kostelnik got the steal on the defensive end, then dribbled up the right side right in front of us, went down, and they took off a little bit too early, and they call him for the travel on the missed lay-in. So it will be turned over to Evergreen. Byron Llewellyn checks into the ball game for the Seagulls, taking the place of Shelley. Neslin also in to the ball game. Derek Neslin, top of the key. A foul is going to be called. Neslin came across the timeline, came to the top of the key, and then got fouled there. And they will whistle that one against Bobby. Neslin will throw it in. Out it goes to Newton Neslin. Derek Neslin threw it in. Newton Neslin has it. Now Bustrin has it. He goes in off the glass. No good. Battle for the rebound. Won by Evergreen. Jones has it. Up and in. Paul Jones got the offensive rebound, back up and in, makes it 44-26 the score. 18-point lead. Ball goes into the corner. It's going to be stolen away by Evergreen. Bad pass up the floor by Newt Neslin, where they say it was last touch. I know, it would be a tough choice, Mark. Go to school this morning or go to the basketball tournament.
Well, I think that part of Everett is pretty much dumped out and headed down here. It is packed behind us.
Ball goes down underneath. Paul Jones puts up a shot, misses, no good. Last touch by Seagulls. It goes out of bounds. It will be Evergreen basketball in their own front court, down to our left. On the inbounds pass to Derek Neslin. Put it up, no good. And the ball goes down into the hands of Kostelnik. Here comes the Everett Seagulls out of backcourt. Down 44-26 with 5:55 to play in the third quarter. Backing in is Schilaty. Fades away. Kicks a pass right side to Thompson. On top to Naiva. Goes left side to Kostelnik. Kostelnik down underneath to Schilaty. Puts it up and in. Went to the seat of his pants after he shot the ball, but put it up and in. Makes it 44-28. Evergreen with the basketball. Here's a 3-ball up, no good by Derek Neslin. Ball grabbed down by Bobby Thompson. Here come the Seagulls out of backcourt up the right side. Pull-up jumper for a 3-ball by Naiva. Off the side of the iron, no good. He's 0 for the night or for the morning for Naiva from 3 range. Here's the laying up, no good by Neslin. Battle for the rebound by Thompson. Goes out of bounds. But they say it was last touched by a Plains person, so it will be Everett basketball in backcourt. Naiva down to our right.
Naiva hit 32 3-balls in the regular season in the Western Conference, so he's the guy they go to. He led the team in that department. They hit 85 overall, second in the Western Conference.
Ball goes underneath. Schilaty has it. Llewellyn has it. They're both standing out of bounds, so it will be Evergreen basketball in gold and green. They will be the home team in this ball game, as they have been all game long. 48 they score. To the left side they go to Matt Simon. Simon trying to go in against Naiva. Naiva then almost has a steal. Finally, Jetson Schilaty does have a steal, and Schilaty will bring it out of backcourt. It's very early in the morning for especially radio broadcasters. Fadeaway jumper by Schilaty. Battle for the rebound by Naiva. It's going to be won finally by Kostelnik. safe. They're going out of bounds into the lap of Roger Howe. Now on top to Schilaty. 3-ball. Justin Schilaty, the leading scorer for the Everett Seagulls during the regular season, as Schilaty averaged 18 points per ball game. He's got 12 in this game so far. 4:20 to play in the third quarter. 44-31 the score. What was a 20-point lead is a 13-point lead. Here's a steal by Thompson. Thompson on the dribble drive is lane as it goes. Bobby Thompson on the steal and the basket makes it an 11-point lead ball game, and a timeout call by the Evergreen Plainsmen. Don't count out these Everett Seagulls yet. We've got lots of time to play. We've got 12 minutes and 4 seconds to play, in fact. 4:04 here in the third. We'll be back live with an 11-point lead for the Evergreen Plainsmen.
And that's in this quarter, in fact, so Everett doing well. Nice defense played, and I got to hand it to Kirk Kostelnik. He set up that last steal for Thompson. Just great defense by Kostelnik. He's all over the ball. Just a spark plug out there today.
Everett 3 of 5 in the quarter, 2 of 3 from three-point land. Evergreen is 3 for 9 here in the quarter, 1 of 3 from three-point range. Evergreen with the basketball. Bounce pass to Plestron. He had 13 points in the ball game. He gets the pass out on top to Newton Neslin. A 3-ball, no good. Laying up good, though. On the offside board, it was grabbed down on the offensive rebound by Neslin. Derek Neslin put it up. The offensive foul is going to be called. Schilaty came through, and again, he raised that elbow. If you try to go past the defender, they'll call the defender for the foul. But that time, again, Mark, he raises that elbow. Once you do that, it automatically switches into the favor of getting called for an offensive foul.
Well, yeah, you try to clothesline him like that, and that's going to happen. And the Schilaty driving hard into him. It's tough because you got this swing right here where now they could go up to about a 15-point lead if they make the basket.
Third personal against Justin Schilaty. He's got to be careful with 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Underneath, going up, laying up a little about a fadeaway, about 8-footer by Ball Jones. Jones, 6'3" senior, puts it up and in, 48-33. Again, it is a 15-point lead. Evergreen is led by as many as 20 in the ball game. 3:14 to play in the third. Everett with the basketball. Llewellyn has it, down to our right. Goes in, up, fakes once, gives it to Niva. He'll shoot the three, misses too high off the board. Grabbed down by, again, Newton Neslin, or Derek Neslin brings out a backcourt. The Neslin brothers for the Evergreen Plainsmen, coached by John Triplett. Kick the pass underneath, going in, laying, just as easy as that. Paul Jones. And it was down to 11. It's up to 17 again at 50-38. Diamond with the assist on the last one. Kostelnik has it, out on top of the key. Pass left side, into the corner to Niva, now to Kostelnik. To Bobby Thompson, top of the key. Dribbles in, goes right side to Schilaty, misses the shot from 10 feet away, right baseline. Ball nearly stolen away by Kostelnik. Up the floor, it goes to Diamond. Diamond dribble drive, goes in off the glass. Lay it good. Diamond got it on the other end, went down, saw a little crease to the hoop, put it up and in. Makes it 52-33, back to a 19-point lead. One shy of Evergreen's biggest lead of the ball game. 2:15 to play here in the third quarter. Kostelnik goes in, he gets fouled. Went down hard as he got tripped up underneath there. So Kostelnik looks a little bit hurt, and so does the man that's called for the foul, Paul Jones. They will whistle Jones. 6'3" senior picks up his second personal foul, second team foul of the half.
Clock, then live report from the Snohomish game, which will follow right after that as they play against the Auburn Trojans. Auburn, a team that's been here 16 times in girls basketball play, Tom.
Here we go. Fourth quarter, controlled by Everett, so it will be Evergreen's ball next possession. Schilaty on top of the key to Hayden Hamilton. Man-to-man defense by Evergreen. Hamilton still with the basketball, nearly stolen away. Now he picks it up, and they're going to call the foul. Whistled against Aaron Carlson, 6-foot senior, scrapping after the basketball with Hamilton. Winner of this ball game plays the winner of the Richland-Kentwood game to follow here in the Kingdom. The losers play tomorrow at 9 a.m. The winners play tomorrow at 12 noon in the quarterfinals. Maurice Terrell, cross-court pass to Llewellyn. Now to Hamilton out of the three-point range. Dribbles in closer, puts up an off-balance lay, no good. Tries to get his own rebound. Can't do it. Ball goes out of bounds. He was the last one to touch it. Hamilton was, so it will be Evergreen Plainsman basketball. They will throw it in. So the way it looks now, we're looking at a 9 a.m. ball game, barring a big, huge, tremendous comeback by the Everett Seagulls. They're down now by 26 points. Underneath it goes. Turnaround jumper. No good by Jason Myers, and we'll have a foul call.
Kind of fun to walk in here in the morning. Well, at any rate, it was wonderful coming in here, and it just the lights weren't all on. The workers were just getting going, and let me in, let you in with the tractors and stuff like that. I guess they drove me in. I don't know how it was for you, but
the workers got a little more work to do. The scoreboard to our right is blank again. First one, no good. Second one is good for the Plainsmen. Everett basketball down 61-34. Hamilton out of backcourt, up the right side, on the right-hand dribble. Pass out on top again to Bobby Thompson. Goes left side to Llewellyn. Back out to Terrell. Up fakes once with the 3-ball. Terrell on the dribble. Looking in underneath, directing traffic, goes to Hamilton right side. Fakes a pass underneath. Now Hamilton goes in. Dipsy to lay-in, no good. Trapped by Llewellyn. Reverse lay-in, it is no good. Battle for the rebound. And finally, they're going to call a foul as they were scrapping for the rebound. And I believe they're going to call Jason Myers for the foul going over the top. It will be. Jason Hamilton gets bull-cocked once as he stood there and then just gets blasted right in the face. Looked like by Newt Nes. Oh, no, check it was Sean Jansen. Clutched one in the chops, and so now we'll throw it in. Hamilton from the
if anybody can handle it, Hayden Hamilton can. He's a strong trooper.
The honorable one. Out on top it goes to Terrell. Hit as he lets go of the ball. Goes into the hands of Schilaty. His lane is up and good. Schilaty. Or Schilaty, as Paul Heisman is calling him.
Seattle. They got to work that latte in there.
Yeah, that's right. 61-36. Pass left side. Evergreen with the basketball. Going in by Jason Myers. Blocked in under there by Terrell. And it's grabbed by Hamilton. Up the floor. Terrell has it. Deep in the right-hand side. Now to Schilaty, top of the key. Three-pointer is up and good. The 3-ball by Schilaty. And it's 61-39. I think we have a new name for him. 17 points for Schilaty.
I think he's going to be endorsing something between games.
Justin Schilaty, who averages 18 points per ball game, so just one off his average. Deep in the right-hand side now is Sean Jansen. Jansen has the ball nearly thrown away by Llewellyn, so it's going to be tied up. It'll be Evergreen basketball on the alternating possession. 5:55 to play in regulation time here at the Kingdom in Seattle, Game 1. Second game to follow between Rich 12 noon and the quarters. The losers play tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Inbound fee. 3-ball Jansen. Too long, no good. Battle for the board, won by Schilaty. In backcourt, still being pressured, full court pressure by Evergreen. Schilaty out of backcourt. Pass right side. Thompson, 3-ball. Partially deflected, I believe, by Jansen. Grabbed down by the Seagulls. Somebody baking donuts. 5:35 to play here in the fourth quarter. Evergreen with a 3-ball up, no good by Aaron Carlson. Grabbed down by Bobby Thompson. This is pretty much garbage time here in the fourth quarter. Thompson, kick back right side. Terrell going in, lay-in, no good. And rebound grabbed down by Neslin again. Derek Neslin out of backcourt on the dribble. Next pass, lay-in, good by Jason Myers. Nice pass that time by Neslin. Myers with a lay-in, 63-39. Going down, lay-in, no good by Bobby Thompson. Last touch by an Evergreen player. It'll be Everett basketball front court, 5:05 to play.
Well, you have to be very impressed with Derek Neslin, the 6'5 junior. He is the guy that's going to be back next year. Unfortunately, a lot of these other guys are going to be graduating because he does a great job, but maybe they've got some guys coming up the ranks in JV ball this year that can help him out. What an outstanding-looking ball player. Cannon's going to be back next year, too, but most of the other ones are gone.
You could very well see this Evergreen ball club playing on TV, on Cairo TV on Saturday night. Here's a turnaround jumper by Schilaty. Off the rim, no good. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Llewellyn. It'll be Evergreen ball.
And what's so nice, Tom, is how things are distributed around the state as far as these teams playing. Say if they do get to that game. A couple of years ago, Mercer Island winning the game over Ferris. Last year, Ferris and Juanita playing. This year, it could be Evergreen and someone playing.
Underneath it goes. Turnaround by Bustrin is up and good. I tell you, he's right there when you need him. Paul Bustrin, who had 8 in the first quarter, has 15 points in the ball game. He got him off to a very quick lead. He had 8 of the first 11 points of the ball game. Hamilton dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds, so will be turned over. And again, the Plainsmen will have the basketball. That is turnover number 17 for the Everett Seagulls and 11 for the Plainsmen. Bustrin, top of the key. Right side to Derek Neslin. Neslin underneath the Bustrin again. He goes in, his lane is good. Paul Bustrin with the basket, 67-39. 29-point lead for the Evergreen Plainsmen with 4 minutes to play in the game. Underneath to Naiva, to Hamilton. Up fakes once. Hamilton kicks the pass to Neslin. Problem is he plays for Evergreen. Up the floor they go. Chip Madsen goes in. Kick a pass inside. Saves him from going out of bounds to Bustrin. To the top of the key. Here's a shot. Going to be offline right. No good by Aaron Carlson. Kept alive by Bustrin. Fade away from 8 good. Paul Bustrin hits the basket. Makes it 69-39. That's a 30-point lead for Evergreen. Here's a shot up good by Justin Schilaty. So close to the gap a little bit, but not enough. 69-41 the score. Derek Neslin goes left side. Buster looks at the three, didn't take it. Goes around the defender, nearly stolen away by Niva. Finally is taken by Llewellyn. Right in front of us, is taken back by Jansen. Thank you very much. Jansen out on top. Three ball on the way by Neslin. Offline right, no good. Battle for the rebound, won by Niva for the Everett Seagulls. He'll give it off to Llewellyn. Behind the back dribble, cross the timeline. 3:10 to play in the fourth. On top, Llewellyn. Goes right side to Schilaty. Goes in, lay in. Good, but they're going to call the offensive foul against Justin Schilaty. That'll be his fourth personal foul on the offensive charge, and it'll be Evergreen Plainsman basketball. First or fourth team foul of the half. Now we got some substitutes. Llewellyn will sit down for Shelley. Hamilton will sit down. And checking in will be Ryan McCabe.
Got to keep their spirits up a little bit too, Tom, because it is double elimination, and tomorrow they could be playing against my prediction, Kentwood, and that's a team I think they can beat.
Left side with the basketball, Evergreen, Madsen. That's a lot on top. Sean Jensen.
They put a Cinnabon stand in here.
I think they did, because we're losing. We're starting to lose it out here. It's not so good by Sean Jensen. I think they're making cookies to our left here from KVAN in Vancouver. Here's a possession down to the other end. Everett turns it over. Lead for Evergreen of Vancouver, the number one team in the state of Washington. At 22-0, they're going to be 23-0 after this one. They've got the basketball moving down to our left. Ron Jansen with the basketball. Nearly stolen away by Terrell. Jansen goes around him. Stops. Kicks past right side to Carlson. Not got on top again to Newt, but it's going to be taken away from him by Schilaty. Pull-up jumper, 18-footer, good by Justin Schilaty. 69-43 the score, down to 2 minutes to play in this one. Timeout called by Evergreen, and we'll take a break. 2 minutes exactly to play in the fourth and final quarter. Game one of the AAA Boys Basketball Tournament. It's all Evergreen, 69-43 over Everett. Back with the final 2 minutes right after this timeout.
Well, and they'll probably play at 9 o'clock. We'll broadcast the game here on KRKO.
Foot senior picks up his first personal foul. We're the bonus, so at the free throw line will be Chris Blakely. He will be shooting at 12.1 seconds to go in this one. 71-45 the score. All Evergreen in this one. They led at 23-13 at the end of one. First one is up and no good by Chris Blakely. They led at 37-22 at the half. 60-34 at the end of the third quarter. They scored 23 points in the third quarter. They're well on their way to a big win here and go to 23-0 in the season. Next one is good. 71-46, down to 10 seconds to go. Carlson out of backcourt, dribbles in, laying good. 4 seconds. They will stop play here as they allow Everett to get the ball to throw it in bounds. It's all academic here. And it will be Everett throwing it in. We'll have a post-game show coming up, talk about the stats and stars of this ball game, and wrap it up here from the Kingdome. On the inbound, going in, his shot up no good. That's it. The final score, the Evergreen Plainsmen win it 73-46 over the Everett Seagulls. Evergreen will play the winner of the next game between Richland and Kentwood tomorrow at 12 noon for the quarterfinals. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the Everett Seagulls will play the loser of that Richland-Kentwood game. The post-game show is coming up. Once again, today's final score, the Evergreen Plainsmen 73, the Everett Seagulls 46. For Mark Ock and Charlie Boyer, I'm Tom Lafferty. Stay with us. Coming up, the post-game show on AM 1380 KRKO.
Welcome back to the Kingdome, everyone. Mark Ocken with you live here. Everett losing in the first game of the day in boys basketball to Evergreen, 73-46, the final score. A game where Everett fell behind 13-2 in the early going, and then it was tough right after that. They just could not get in the ball game. Tried to pull close a couple of times, but every time they did, Evergreen just pulled away. They're the number one ranked team in the state of Washington, and they proved it here today as they now are 23-0 on the season. They will move on and play tomorrow in the winners bracket against the winner of the game coming up right here between the Richland Fancy Pants Bombers. Boy, they've got some wild-looking warm-up uniforms as they play against the Kentwood Conquerors here, and that'll be coming up right after this one. And Tom Lafferty, tough loss for the Everett Seagulls, yet they're not out of it. It's double elimination. Roger Haug now has to go to work and say, guys, we know it was a good, tough team. Just got to go out there tomorrow and play hard, try to get a win.
Of course, it's double elimination to be eliminated from the tournament and not have a chance at a trophy. It is, of course, single elimination. You lose one and you can't win the state championship, and that's exactly what has happened. And unfortunately, you take a look, at the Everett Seagulls, as they have lost their last 3 playoff games. They beat Cascade at Snohomish High School, their only West King win, 71-68. And then they lost to Mercer Island 71-52. They lost to Juanita 57-48. And now, Charlie Porter, they've lost to Evergreen 73-46. And it just was not a pretty ball game.
Well, he got ugly fast because of Paul Buster. We got him off to a quick 8 points in that first quarter. He sat down. At that point, you kind of thought, well, maybe Everett can make a run. But he had 8 points in that first quarter. He sat down with 2 fouls. Everett was not able to make the big move. At that point, Derek Neslin came into the ball game. He scored 7 points in that second quarter, and Everett finally made that big rush in the third quarter. Evergreen came out shooting kind of poorly in the third quarter. Everett got back to, I think it was 44-33, and Evergreen takes a timeout. They come out and hit their next 6 shots after that timeout, and it was all she wrote for the Everett Seagulls.
And you take a look at that in the third quarter, they were outscored 23-12, and as you mentioned, at that point, you had talked about the score and then hitting all those shots in a row, and that really just popped the balloon of any hopes that the Seagulls had of coming back in this one.
Absolutely. Not only did Everett not put the ball in the hoop, but they made a lot of key turnovers. You know, the game of high school basketball is such a game of momentum. You get one team on a roll, it's awfully tough with only a minute timeouts. You only have 3 of those a half. If you get on a roll, you really can't call timeout and calm your teams down. So if Everett could have got that, under double digits, down to a 9-point lead, and keep the pressure on them, then maybe Evergreen would have pulled a little bit. Although when you're 22-0 coming in, you've been through the pressure situation before. Very impressive ball club. Like you mentioned, we may very well see them on TV Saturday night because they look awfully tough to beat.
In fact, they come in at 22-0, now 23-0, as they win at 73-46 over the Everett Seagulls. The Evergreen Plainsmen now, they will play tomorrow at 12 noon, and they're awaiting the winner of this ball game between the Richland Bombers and the Kentwood Conquerors. They are warming up here. That game to get underway here in about 10 minutes. When we come back, we'll take a look at the statistical story of this one again, the final score. The Evergreen Plainsmen at 73, the Everett Seagulls 46, 27-point win for Evergreen. Seagulls play tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We'll be back live right after this timeout.
Welcome back, everybody. The postgame show continues here on AM 1380 KRKO. I do have the statistics from this one here tonight, or this morning, getting things started here in the first game of the day, as the Everett Seagulls lose to the Evergreen Plainsmen 73-46. Let's take a look at the scoring first of all for the Everett Seagulls, leading them in scoring. Jesse Schilaty, he had 21 points in the ball game, 7 for 12 from the field. Then after that, it was quite a drop-off. Chuck Shelley with 6 points. Also 5 points for Bobby Thompson, 4 each for Tom Niva, Byron Llewellyn, and 3 points for Kirk Kukelnik and Chris Blakely. The Everett Seagulls today got 13 of 38 from a 2-point field goal position and 4 of 13 from 3-point land. They were 8 for 11 from the foul line, as they kind of struggled there shooting those 2-point field goals. For the Evergreen Plainsmen, they were led in scoring by the 19 points of Paul Buskren, and he was just 1 under his average of 20. He was 8 for 12 from the field. They're just a fine performance for him. Also, they had 14 points from Paul Jones, 13 from Derek Neslin, 8 from Matt Diamond. Also 3 points from Knut Neslin and Jason Myers, 2 each from Aaron Carlson and J.P. Christensen. They were 29 of 49 from the field. That's a pretty impressive performance overall, as they shot over 50%. And then 2 of 12 from 3-point area, and 9 of 14 from the foul line. That's the Everett Plainsmen. In rebounding, the Everett Seagulls had a total of 17 rebounds in the ballgame, 24 for Evergreen. Leader Paul Buskren for Evergreen with 6. Also Tom Niva with 6 for the Everett Seagulls. 10 assists for Everett, 17 for Evergreen, 7 of those belonging to Matt Diamond. And then a couple of steals each for John Cannon and John Jansen. He had 2 for the Everett Seagulls. They were led in assist by 2 by Maurice Carroll. And that pretty much summarizes what happened here in this one. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Evergreen Plainsmen, 30 points. Biggest lead for the Everett Seagulls, 2 points, 2-0. And the lead switched hands once at 4-2, and we're tied once. That was it. As the Everett Seagulls lose, but they're still alive in the tournament. Going to broadcast the game tomorrow here on KRKO, starting at 8:35 again in the morning. 9 o'clock tip-off. Everett versus the loser of this game coming up right now in front of us, the Kentwood Conquerors and the Richland Bombers. as they get set to go. And I want to mention, too, that Joe Metzger-Levine will join me on color tomorrow. Tom's going to flip over and do PA for the game tomorrow. And so Joe Metzger-Levine, the head basketball coach for the girls basketball team at Everett High School, will be here in the broadcast area with me, as will Charlie Poyer on statistics and with commentary as well. So that should be fun. We're going to have our selection, the player of the game for this one here, right after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody, to the Kingdome here, live from Seattle, Washington, and the post-game show wrapping up here in our final segment, and the selection of this morning's player of the game. Tom?
First couple of honorable mentions. Kirk Kotelnik, the way he played defense for the Everett Seagulls, really kept him in it in the early going. For the Evergreen Plainsman, Paul Buster, and I was impressed with him. 19 points in the ball game, 8 in that first quarter. Didn't play the second quarter and came up with 11 in the second half for 19 points to lead the way for the Evergreen Plainsman. We'll give our player of the game to Buzz Schilaty, leading scorer for the Everett Seagulls, leading scorer today for the Everett Seagulls. 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. So our KRKO Sports player of the game is Buzz Schilaty. You take a look at this one. The Everett Seagulls shoot just 33% in the ball game, 17 of 51. That second quarter, they were just 2 of 13 from the field for 15%. And really, the second and third quarters, it was the downfall for the Everett Seagulls, and they'll play tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
That's right. I think Buzz Schilaty has 4 players of the game. And, of course, whenever you get 5, you get a big bear hug from Tom Lafferty. Anyway, we're having a lot of fun here at the Kingdome, and this will conclude.
Maybe too much fun.
Our coverage of game number 1 here, and of course we'll be on later tonight in the game girls basketball between Marysville Pilchuck and Foss. Pregame begins at 7:35, and the tip-off will be at 8 o'clock, and then live call-in reports for the Snohomish game as they face Auburn. So a lot of activity still left here. And, of course, we got 3 more days to go. We're going to have some fun in between games here. And I want to mention this broadcast is a special production of KRKO in Everett, Washington, under rights granted to Broadcast Inc. Sports Productions by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. Any rebroadcast or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this event without the express written permission of Broadcast Inc. Sports Productions in Seattle, Washington is prohibited. For Tom Lafferty, Charlie Poyer, and Peter Ward, our producer-engineer back at the station, this is Mark Ockett saying once again, final score, Evergreen 73 and Everett 46 until 7:35 today. Take care, everybody, and good morning.
That's a wrap on the postgame show here on Everett's AM 1380 KRKO, your local news and information station. Just seconds away, more good time oldies on KRKO.